Welcome to my channel. I want to talk to you today about something that I would talk to my best friends about. And I want to share with you, before I came on, I was like, what are the things that I want to share about being married for 30 years? Like, if I was starting out again, what would I want to know? Or if I was experiencing my 20th year, for example, and I felt like things were falling apart. And I loved him dearly, and I still love him, and I knew I loved him, but we just weren't quite hitting the mark. And I wasn't feeling happy or secure in my marriage. But I knew I wanted to be with him, right? I was sat here wondering, what are the things that I would want to know? And I was like, what are the things that we do, my husband and I, on a daily basis that are the things that set us up for success? And honestly, I was racking my brains going, "Mm." I thought, I need some inspiration. And then I pulled these angel cards. Now, I don't normally do YouTube like this, but something called me to do it for this particular question that I get asked a lot. What are the 3 skills that keep your marriage successful even after 30 years? Right? We've been married 30 years this year. We've been together 36. And honestly, I can tell you that there are times when I wanted to walk. Honestly. And so one of the cards that came up that I want to speak about today is retreat. One of the things that I have found really helpful in my marriage is that not to be in each other's pockets 24/7. And that's hard when you're both entrepreneurs and you both work from home, particularly with COVID. So what we have found is that we have sacred time together and we honor the time that we need separately. So I'll go off and do yoga, he'll go off for a walk. And most of the time we're not together. And it's not going to work for everybody, but I really believe that retreating is something that sounds counterintuitive, right? You want to invest as much time and energy in your marriage, but it's actually more about being really intentional with your time and energy. So when you're with him or when you're with her, you are fully present. And so we have adopted this no tech when it's our couple time, just no tech, no TVs, no nothing. Yes, we can have separate cinema time where like we're in the cinema room now where we want to enjoy a movie together, but that's not presence. Like that isn't you chatting and laughing and having fun, right? So that's the first piece. The second piece is gratitude. I have come to realize that it's less about what I say and more about who I am in my thoughts and my feelings. Because we've been together so long, we're almost telepathic. I know when there's something not right with him, and he knows when there's something not right with me. And I know that when I think something, if it's something negative about him, it will always, like, if I think, oh, he's going to be late. He's going to be late for our date night. You can guarantee he's going to be late, and he will be. Whereas if I'm in the energetic frequency of the gratitude of the number of times he was on time, something shifts in the field. I'm going to go woo-woo with you now because I really believe we're all energy. And something shifts in the field every time I give gratitude to what I want. Every frigging time. Honestly, I kid you not, it blows my mind. I play a game with this sometimes, right? I'm like, let me play with this. And it's something that I've always known innately. And then it was reinforced at Dr. Joe Dispenza's events, right? Because I played this game. I was like, I wonder if I can get Dr. Joe to walk past me. And I was like, near the back. And he never walks around that way, right? Anyway, let me play this game. What I did was I gave gratitude to all the times that Dr. Joe walked past me and others, and how I loved seeing him give attention to others and how much I appreciated his acknowledgement, his attention. And I kid you not, within a second, he's walking past me. Right. And then he says hello to me. He doesn't know me, but he addresses me, right? At that point, this was one of the first events I went to. And this happens all the time in my marriage, all the time. If I'm focused on what I don't want, that's exactly what I get. If I'm focused on what I want and what I've had, because gratitude is the frequency of receivership, you've already received it in order to be grateful for it. So the next time you're wanting something from your man and you're pissed off, check in. What is the emotion you are feeling in this moment? Is it gratitude or is it frustration, disappointment? Because if it's frustration or disappointment, you're basically asking for more of it. And if it's gratitude, you're asking for more of the thing you're grateful for. The angels always help me out when I'm in a bit of a dilemma. The other thing that came up was sensitivity. And with this, what this brings for me, this message for me is that for a long time, I forgot that he has feelings also. For a long time, he forgot that I'm sensitive also. I'm a strong woman. And sometimes, in being a strong woman, your man can think that you don't need him in the same way, that you don't need him to comfort you. You don't need him. And then he loses his sense of purpose. What is the point of him being in the relationship? And this is something I go really deep into in my Ladies Go First community. There'll be a link somewhere below if that's something you want to go further with. And so what tends to happen is I completely forgot how sensitive he was as well, and that he needs me to support him at times, and that it's okay for him to be in his feminine, right? And it's okay for me to be in my masculine in service of him. It's about balance. And again, I go into this much deeper in my men only community. My Ladies Go First, and we go into deeper conversations. And I want to give you some depth here today about this. There's this whole thing around, and I was the same when I first learned about masculine and feminine energies. I was like, right, I need to be in my feminine all the time. I need to be talking about my feelings, and he needs to be my hero and support me all the time, right? No, that didn't work for us because I was denying the truth of who I am. I'm both masculine and feminine. And it was presuming that he didn't have any feminine traits, which actually, those feminine traits that are his intuition, that are his ability to know when there's something that I need ahead of time, that gut feeling, I can't live without. So I need both in him as well. And the relationship needs both. So, sensitivity. Can we be sensitive to each other's needs? And then finally, I was giving you three, and those are three, but this fourth one came up, and it's, I have to say, is the most important one. And that is daily practice. And I'll be honest, both of us have ADHD. We both slip at this. Consistency is one of our nemesises, if that's the right word. And it's because we're both present and we enjoy the moment and we get lost in the moment. And so scheduling and timings can sometimes go adrift. And so what we have done very recently actually is hold each other accountable to our sacred time together and making this consistent and daily, and also giving each other permission to hold each other accountable without feeling as though we're telling each other off or we're criticizing. And that is a big one, particularly for if you've got ADHD, because we tend to feel rejection and hyper criticized more than most. That's just the way our brains are wired. And so we'll go to defensive mode a lot. So what that looks like is if I'll say to him, "You forgot to give me a kiss coming in. Hello, I'm here." In the past, he would have been pissed off with that and come and given me a kiss, but reluctantly, resentfully. Whereas now, because we've had this conversation, he knows that I'm just holding him accountable to something that we've both agreed on. And so, as opposed to being defensive now, he'll come and say, "Oh, yeah, sorry. Thanks for helping me rewire." Right? Or if I forget, he'll say, "Babe, you're on your phone. It's gone 9 o'clock. We agreed. I'm going to the room now." I'll go, "Oh, shit. Thank you." As opposed to, "I'm just finishing I'm on my phone. You were on your phone a minute ago. You were on your iPad." And it's these daily small shifts that are going to make a big difference, because at the end of the day, it's the difference between you being roommates and an intimate relationship is intimacy. So honestly, one of the biggest things that we've done is schedule that. Sounds boring as hell, right? I love pillow talk. I love pillow talk. That's my favorite time. We kiss, we cuddle, we make out, we chat, we check in on each other. And then something else that we do on a daily is whenever one of us comes into the room, we greet each other. And our dogs have taught us this. How does an animal greet you? Like you're the best thing ever on sliced bread, right? So we make it fun. So the 3 things to take away: retreat, be yourself first, have gratitude, deep gratitude for what you want, focus on what you want rather than what you don't, and be sensitive. Remember, they have feelings also. And remember, you get to be sensitive to their needs. So it's a whole 2-way thing. And the bonus, most of all, do it on the daily. If you have enjoyed this or you think somebody needs this, please subscribe and share. My mission on this planet is to halve the divorce rate, not because I believe that divorce is wrong, but because I believe that half the people that get divorced could have saved their marriages. And if you are divorced, this is for you to avoid you making the same mistakes over and over again, because I've seen it time and time again with the hundreds of clients I've worked with, the many couples, high net worth couples I've worked with. And this is why I'm creating this community now. So if you want to know more about that, there's a link below. There's a community for men, men only, and there's a community for ladies. Ladies go first. It's been an absolute privilege. My name's Dimple Thakrar. Take care.